Time to check in with our lizard overlords. What are they up to? Well, this.
Is this the worst hour now?
Are we done our first hour?
Yeah, we're into our worst hour now.
Keep your expectations of this episode low. Starting the worst hour now, I feel like we've crossed into maybe not great content hour.
Welcome to our worst hour.
We were gone when we were discussing it, but what did you think about the monstrous mammoth mini skid steer?
That's huge. Is that a full pallet lifter?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and it has a rabbit button. It's like you could fly off that thing. The bucket on it is like 60 inches or something.
Yeah, it looks massive.
It is.
How wide is the machine?
If you have the bucket, so Mo gave us that bucket because it was already scraped up and damaged, and he's keeping it. So if you use the standard bucket, it's 54 inches.
Yeah, I saw the bucket was wider there.
Yeah, just because he wanted to keep the new bucket new, which is totally reasonable since I'm just demoing the machine, I guess. It is sick. It's so big. It's freaking ridiculous. And you have to climb up onto it.
Yeah, it looked like quite a climb up there.
It's like a big 18-inch step up onto it. It's great. Honestly, I could see how it might become. I understand how it could become how those things could become popular because it is really easy to get on and off it.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's basically the same as a mini skid steer, except that it's, you can do full size stuff with it. I was thinking, Chad, where it would be great?
Where?
Street trees. Because you know how the operator doesn't get out enough to help people at street trees?
But it doesn't dig.
No, I'm talking about for putting the soil and
Oh, for putting, yeah.
and doing the mulch. You know how
Yeah.
there's a guy always in the skid steer all day just running back and forth, but never
Back
gets
and
out to
forth.
help shovel? Well,
Yeah.
and the excuses are, I don't want to climb all the way out. Well, there's no climbing out of that thing. You just get off and do it.
Yeah, that's true.
And it has a rabbit, although I would hate to be the motherfucker who falls off that thing when it's flying. I thought it would be a great street tree thing.
If you're in rabbit mode, you'd probably be on pavement. Probably be okay. Burn some rubber.
On payment, I agree. On rabbit mode, I agree with you. I think it would be okay.
The city tree job just came out. I think it went for fucking dirt cheap, like $200 a tree installed. The trees
Really?
cost $150 each.
How the
Oh
fucking
wow.
That's wild.
Yes, it was something stupid like that. I don't know. I didn't bid it. But yeah.
So I remember when we were bidding a lot of municipal work. In the end, we just stopped bidding it because it went so cheap that it wasn't worthwhile.
There's no money.
Yeah.
I could do a
There was
lift and relay and make more money in a day.
There was just too many bidders and they were too willing to do it for nothing. And so we started just focusing on general contractor work.
I mean, at that point, they've still got your 10% for 2 years. Like you're not even recouping the cost of the trees at 25% labor costs. So
How if the trees are 150, how could you even put them in for 200? That
I don't know. And warranty them? I don't know. I don't know. The pricing was terrible though. Like I just
would be twice as much for those trees.
Yep. We used to be around 450, $500 a tree. Something like that.
When
But
was
the
the last
last
time you got a street tree job?
4 years ago, probably. Since
Who's
then,
doing are people coming in from out of town or is it someone you know who's
no,
doing
these are idiots in town.
There it is.
No, you have to be an idiot to do it for that price. Like I do shit for not a lot of money, and that's way too little money. Like I'm one step above, or yeah, one step above the idiot, but they're really idiots.
What's the
There's
lowest
nobody.
you would have done that job for?
probably $410 a tree.
Some of those trees might not be 150 too, depending on the type of tree.
If you're planting a ginkgo, you are losing money on that tree, I guarantee you. A 40
If
mil
you're,
ginkgo is like a $220 tree.
you're gonna pay 220. Do you think that some of these people in this tree planting game might be laundering money, Chad?
Potentially. They're the guys who wanted this here are a Native American company who've been around for a couple of years. I don't know what they do, but they do a lot of shit for cheap. So,
How many residential jobs have you picked up?
it's been crickets now. I got a lot, but I also have to feed a machine of 10 workers, right? So we're blowing through it. Um, I'm hoping the commercial stuff kicks off sooner than later.
We we're gonna finish our first residential this week. Then I have no more in the queue.
Mhm.
But we had a big wall job, we lost it. Then we got it back, then we lost it, then we got it back. And I think now we have it.
Hmm.
But we still don't have a PO.
No, it's not yours unless you got the PO. And even
Well,
then,
Jack and I were debating today. There's been a phone call where they're like, the walls are settled, it's just the extras. That the walls are settled. And Jack and I were because it's gonna be the first job where we use the GPS stick.
oh,
Because I want to make sure that these walls are in the right fucking place.
yeah.
And if you were ever going to buy a 30,000 GPS stick and leave it under Jack's couch, this would be the job where you get it out.
It's under his couch.
I
Under
called
his
him
couch
I called
calibrate.
Jack. I called him one day and I said, "Yo, Jack." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Remember that GPS stick we paid 30 grand for?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you still have it?" I've never even seen it. It's like this is potentially the worst $30,000 I've ever spent.
It would have been better investing in a Brookfield.
100% it would have been better to invest it in Brookfield.
I just bought 2.5 shares of Brookfield.
How much was 2.5 shares?
$180.
Now you
Would you
are.
do that? Well, simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you
it's
feel
just
like
bad.
do you feel like now you've finally flipped to being pro Carney?
No, no.
If Carney fixes this country and makes it an unbelievable place to live and takes it to like the number one country in the world, would you man up and say I was wrong about Carney?
Absolutely. He's got real big shoes to fill there. I don't think that's, first off, I don't think you can do that going backwards into debt. I don't
I,
think
I don't
those
think so.
equate.
No.
How do things get better whenever things get more expensive?
Well, you have to hedge your money by buying 2 shares of Brookfield for $180.
I would buy more, but the the bank doesn't open till tomorrow or some. I don't know. You can't add money right now for some reason. I don't know.
If you make a ton of money on this, are you willing to rent me your cottage for free?
Yep, sure. I
Because I
thought
gave
about doing this for a little while, but you,
you thought
you,
about investing in Brookfield for a
yeah,
while.
yeah. I'm like, well, why wouldn't you, right? If somebody who is like you would follow a Warren Buffett, something like that, right? You'd follow
If
his
Warren
investment.
Buffett became president of the fucking United States, you best to be investing in Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah, why wouldn't you, right?
Same shit.
Same shit.
Yeah.
So we'll give it a go. What can go wrong? Everything else
Mike,
is already shit.
can you chat GTP Mark Carney conflicts of interest in being prime minister and see how many pages come up? But
How many
is
pages go up?
potential conflicts of interest with Mark Carney and the Canadian government? I bet it's like
I'll invest
pages
in
and
them all.
I bet it's a lot of pages. A lot of pages. A lot of pages. ChatGPT takes too long for podcasting.
Yeah, it does.
It creates awkward silences.
Is it a free version or do you use the paid version?
This one's the free version.
Do you have the paid version, Mike?
No, I guess I do pay for it because I still have, what is it, DALL-E, which is the photo one. Um, yeah, I must be paying for this one
Hmm.
because I can still access that.
I never use ChatGPT. Except for today, I use it to find the area of a circle to price a
Ooh.
landscape job. Because I forgot how to do it.
So what did you say to it?
I just said, what's the area of a circle that is 32 feet across? And it gave me the whole formula and then spit out the answer.
Really?
Yeah.
So
They can calculate your volumes of topsoil and all that shit, everything that you need. Aggregate for below, like
Hmm.
footings and stuff, everything.
All right, you guys want Carney's conflicts of interest?
yes.
Yeah.
Looks like Brookfield Asset Management ties, which goes back to his 6.8 million in unexercised stock, policy decisions and potential benefits to Brookfield. He announced a $1 billion federal investment in heat pump installations as part of Canada's climate strategy. This decision attracted criticism from opposition parties, notably the Conservative Party, due to their infrastructure's ownership of Enercare, a Ontario-based company that offers heat pump retrofits and could benefit from the government program.
What's that company name? Enercare. How do you spell it? I'm gonna invest.
Enercare, Enercare. Well, they own it, so you just need to invest into Brookfield infrastructure.
Yeah. Brookfield Infrastructures now?
Yeah.
That's
Let's
the
do
opposite
that.
of what you told me before.
The one before was what?
Well, those two shares are
Brookfield.
fucked.
Yeah. Brookfield Corp or Brookfield Infrastructures? What do I have to invest in?
This one says Brookfield Infrastructures.
Well, I'm gonna have to spend more money there. What about Brookfield Renewable Corporation?
Who owns Enercare? Brookfield Infrastructure Partners owns. Uh, what is Brookfield Infrastructure stock symbol?
BIPC
I guess so. It just gives me this big long. Yeah,
or
BIPA dash A.
BIP8? I didn't know you could have numbers.
No, A.
Okay.
A is an
BIP.
apple.
You can't invest in BIPA.
No.
There's BIPC or BEPC.
Oh yeah, I see
Do you think
BIPC.
that just the fact that Brookfield is this complex
Yeah.
is a hint that maybe there's some corruption? Like the fact that you can't even figure out how to invest in the heat pumps is perhaps a sign that there's some corruption going on.
It's like me trying to open up a holding company.
It's sort of, well, we gotta open up a. Do you think? I think we should put all our not as finest hour money in a Bermuda tax haven. How much money do you have to have a tax haven, Mike?
You just need enough to be able to get, what would you need? An accountant to be able to do that? To set up the corporation and overseas? You just
What?
need a little bit of money to pay them off. What was I searching? Difference between Brookfield and Brookfield.
Low barrier tax havens require between 100 and 500,000 required assets. You can put them in Belize, Seychelles, Nevis, or Panama. I like Panama. Incorporation costs $1,000 to $5,000 there.
So you can dump 100 grand tax free into Belize.
Yeah.
How is
That's
that allowed?
Ask Mark Carney.
ask more Literally ask the prime minister. Like, quite literally, ask the prime minister.
So if Chad, if you buy into Brookfield, you're buying into Brookfield Infrastructure because they
Oh,
are the holding company that owns and operates the various businesses. So I think if you invest into Brookfield Corp, you're investing into all of Brookfield.
so Brookfield Infrastructure is up, way up now, right now, over the last week.
No, shocking.
Who would have thought, eh?
Who
In
would
the
have
last
thought?
year, they're way down though.
But all of a sudden, when Mark Carney might become president, they started climbing.
Yeah,
That's not suspicious.
yeah, they're up 3% this past week.
You're telling me this company was going, this billion-dollar entity, multi-billion-dollar entity was going down, 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 down. And then suddenly, the chairman of the board
You see that? No. How do you focus this?
showed up in the Canadian political landscape and became prime minister. And now the company's skyrocketing upwards. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. You heard it here first on the Not Our Finest Hour podcast.
Uh, Select an account. I gotta add money to the TFSA before we buy BIPC.
Wow.
Hmm.
How much are you going to put in PK?
In this moment, zero, because I don't know how to do what Chad's doing. Listen, I just put my credit cards on my phone.
It's
My bank card. No, oh, I have a question for you guys. Okay, so now I have the cards on my phone. Do either of you guys have your like bank card on your phone?
I don't.
yeah, I have my company credit card on my phone just in case. In my
Have you ever
wallet.
have you ever used it?
I'm not sure.
I don't know
I
how to, now I have it in the phone, but I'm kind of intimidated to use it at a place because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So okay, so now I have registered it. You know what else I did? Because I keep losing everything. Did you know that if you have an Apple Watch Ultra, it can become a phone by itself? You don't even need it to be near the phone to make phone calls.
only if you have a SIM card, don't you?
No, it
Don't
doesn't need a SIM card.
no? Mine needs
It
to be
said
near my
it said if you want, well, is yours a Ultra or is yours a regular one?
I don't know. It was like 2 grand.
Oh, it should do it then.
Holy.
I don't know. Well, how do you tell? It'll show me here what this is. It says, how do you see what model it is? I like it, but the battery sucks.
The battery sucks in mine too.
Battery is awful. Like you get 1 day.
Yeah, it's a 1 day battery. Yeah.
What do you guys use your
Well,
watches for?
I registered mine with TELUS, so now it can make phone calls after I lose my phone.
Wow.
But then my watch also alerts me when I'm not near my phone, so maybe that wasn't the best use of $15 a month.
Watch Series 6 GPS plus cellular.
I went down to, yeah, this one's brand new. Kelly got it for me for Christmas. I don't know what model it
Mine's
is.
only maybe 2 years old. How often do they put out a new Apple Watch?
Every 6 months, I think.
Ask ChatGPT. What?
This episode
This
should
is
be called.
judge.
It should either be called Invest in Brookfield or Paver King
Are you
Investment
mad?
Advice.
Fuck, my watch is 4 years old. It's
That's
no more
probably
good.
why
Did the battery get any better in the last 4 years?
this one's okay. So it's probably not an Ultra if it's 4 years old.
No. Who finances a watch? You can
Lots of people.
finance your watch if you want a new one.
I don't know how we got this one. So this thing, if I lose my phone and I'm nowhere near my phone, I could still call Kelly and say, "Hey, I lost my phone." I could
Fuck.
shut my phone off and still make phone calls from my watch. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, maybe I should get a new one.
I went downstairs when I was deciding whether or not to hook my watch onto the TELUS thing, and I said to Kelly, "Hey, I'm gonna hook my watch onto our TELUS account, but it costs like $15 a month. But I feel like if I lose my phone, which I've been losing my phone at least twice a week, this is a good way that if I lose my phone, I still have access to make phone calls." And I said, "Do you think I should get it?" And she looked at me and looked me right in the face and said, "We don't have $15 a month problems. Do what you want." And I said, "True. This is a true statement." What? Okay. She's like, You would buy a truck for 300 grand and not ask me about it. What the fuck are you doing? Asking me about 15 bucks a month for a watch. Well, I thought that was a really valid point. I believed it to be why am I like anyways. I think that so one of the things I was talking to Jack about today was that so at Sitescape they had the foreman had iPads with this PDF app on them that cost $100 a year, but then you can do exact measurements on it.
Oh, they have
When you're on the job site, you can like literally like say, okay, this is a meter or 2 meters.
plan
So
grid.
sorry,
Plan grid?
no, it's called something else. PDF Master.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Plan Grid is better. Is that what you use?
Yeah.
So the iPads are $500, and then the plan is uh $100 a year per iPad. And so it's like 600 bucks an iPad. And I was like, if you measure one thing wrong on one job site, it probably costs more than 600 bucks.
Can't you cross-check with a scale ruler in the job hut?
Most of our jobs don't have a hut. I guess you could, but I'm just saying, even that has an inherent cost to going to the hut, digging through the drawings, getting a scale ruler, scaling it off.
But what are your other options? You're just gonna be like, "Well, this looks right," and then start to build it?
Well, I'm saying if
You
you
have
had,
to, somebody has to scale it.
well, Jack sends drawings to us that have all the measurements on them.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm saying if the guys are on a job site and they make a mistake, the mistake probably costs more than 600 bucks. So if you could potentially by having these iPads with these PDF plan readers, if you could even stop two mistakes, you're probably in the good for the season. Some mistakes could be way more than 600 bucks. You could make a measurement mistake that costs 10 grand.
You guys
That's
are
what,
more likely to run over the iPad.
so that was again one of my concerns. I totally agree with you. So I put into our supervisor group chat, hey, would you guys be interested in having these iPads? And one of the new supervisor we hired, he is definitely interested because he has already used them. And then the other two also felt like they were interested.
Hmm.
I have so we were doing a job and it was like a little cleanup thing for a friend. And I said, when you're done the cleanup, send a picture and then take the brush to my friend's landscape supply yard and dispose of the brush. So and he's also the person we were doing the small job for. So the foreman put the brush into the dump trailer, took a picture, sent it to the customer, and said, hey, I'm coming to dump the brush. I need 2 patio stones, a half yard of dirt, and some grass seed to finish the job. He said, great. I'll have it ready for you. Don't worry about dumping the brush. I don't pay to dump brush from my property at my property. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So that supply yard has a text line where you text in and then they'll send you a number so you can just go to the gate and you don't have to go into the building, which is much faster and great. 4 minutes later, our staff texts the text line to ask for a number to dump the brush. So he called me. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I just literally said 4 minutes ago, don't do this. And I said, and you wonder why I'm stressed sometimes. This is what happens every day.
Yeah.
This is landscaping, buddy. This is how landscaping is.
Yeah. So
This
he paid
is
the company to dump his brush there?
no, because they shut it down. I was like, listen, you're not paying to dump this. I would have paid to dump the brush because when you text from that, so we have our foreman and our drivers all have their cell phone numbers registered on the text line. So if the drivers show up to pick something up, they shoot a text, need 18 yards of soil. They pull up to the thing, they get loaded, they leave, they never have to go wait in a line, they never have to stop the truck.
Hmm.
It's actually very efficient. It's a spectacular system.
Hmm.
So we have the foreman's phones registered and all the drivers' phones are registered. So they can order stuff. And my phone is registered. Yeah. Although I've concluded sadly that my job is mostly just driving around now.
Mine too.
Really do anything anymore.
I set some forms today. And I
I
realized I can do it way faster than even the best guy. There's no thinking, it's just all doing.
Is that when you pounded the steak right through the pool line?
I didn't. The guys did that before I got there.
I missed that.
And then I said, "What the fuck? Someone fix it."
Were
And
they just letting the water spew out?
no, I don't know. They sent me a video of it fucking leaking. It was the grainiest video I've ever seen. Like it was taken on a Motorola Razor or something like that from 20 years ago. Like I don't need to see a fucking video. I believe you that it's leaking. Somebody fix it. So I called Shane 20 minutes later. Like, what's going on with that leak? He's like, I'm already on my way to get a junction or whatever. He's like, I'll have it fixed in 20 minutes. I said, perfect. Thank you.
So
He's like, I'll fix it and document it. I'm like, perfect. Exactly what we need.
in the app, I lay out like what everyone is doing that day and a clear plan and goals, right? So you could anytime during the day you could open it up and see what you're supposed to be doing. So there's no debate about what people are supposed to be doing. So I on the residential job today, it said go to Arntz and pick up topsoil, go to Cobes and pick up the plants. Because I wasn't sure if they picked up the topsoil second, that it wouldn't end up on top of the plants.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
just covering my fucking base. You're telling me you wouldn't cover your fucking bases on that?
Nope, I agree. I have to outline that for some guys as well.
Okay, so and then it said put the triple mix into the gardens. Nancy's meeting you on site at 9:30. Do the planting, right? After the planting is complete, go get the mulch the job, finish the planting. The goal is to finish the planting. So I showed up at like 10:30. And they had planted two cedars, so I will give them that. But there was a massive discussion going on how the interlock needed to be finished. Because the interlock's not quite finished. But I wanted to get the planting done in the backyard first because I wanted to, because anyways, I just was the order I wanted. It was the order of operations that I desired, and I'm the fucking owner. So I get there and I'm standing there, I'm like, why are we talking about how we're gonna finish the interlock? Like, well, we're not sure what's gonna look best. I said, we don't care about this today. This isn't on anyone's radar. There's a clear set of goals. And if you waste your time talking about the interlock, which I could have come and set out for you how I would like it finished, you could be planting all the plants and getting that done and finishing your goals for the day. Can we just finish the goals for the day? Is that possible? But I got like semi mad. I wasn't rude, but I was direct about it for sure.
I'm trying to get less mad this year at them. I'm trying to let more things slide. It's tough some days.
It's
Boy, it's tough some days.
yeah. It's like especially when you write everything like everything's in a
Yes.
list.
What app is that that you're writing everything in?
Can Team Connect.
Maybe that's for
It's a
me.
it's a scheduling app, right? And then we have group chats where we share pictures of everything that's going on every day and stuff.
Can Company Cam do all that stuff? Or is this
I don't know if it's a I use it a lot for scheduling, and then the chats on the side are just a bonus part of it that we have a supervisor chat, we have a Ricky crew chat, a Bill crew chat. We have a bin truck chat because the bin truck drivers talk to each other. We have just a regular driver chat where everyone warns everyone about MTO. We have a field staff chat. We have an all PK staff chat, and then we have an all user chat because I have a lot of our brokers are on the app because then I can schedule them and I can give them all the information right in the app. And then when we're doing invoicing, Kelly can check the app to see when they worked and what they did against their invoicing. We also use it to check against like our invoicing for job sites or whatever, like how many days were they there. We try I think that of all the things that we've done in the last year and a half, the most transformative thing was the Team Connect app.
So you do use software.
Yeah, I guess it's an app. Is that software? Is that the
Yeah.
same thing? Oh, okay. I didn't know apps were software.
I don't know if it's a good idea for me to have documentation of all the guys calling each other names and bad things, because then they can just go to the government or something and be like, "This guy's bullying me. I need 2 months off, paid."
Well, we don't like. There's no bullying in our group chat.
We would cyberbully. Not me in particular, but there would be cyberbullying on our Team Connect app if we had one.
Oh, I like it because everyone gets their schedule every day and they know what they're doing. I assign their trucks. I assign the time that I want them at the yard because we have varied start times depending on the crew you're on. Um, like I have a crew going to Mississauga tomorrow, so they're starting at 6, and then we have a crew going to Scarborough, so they're starting at 6:30.
Hmm.
And then the drivers also we have one driver starting at 5:30 in the morning. We have a driver, oh, one's off tomorrow. We have a driver who has to be in Aurora at 8 a.m., so he's starting at 6:30. Like they all have varying start times, right? They don't all just come to the yard at the same time every day.
Hmm.
So we use it. I use it a lot. I use it every day. I think it's great because also then I can pull it up and see everyone's schedule and see what they're doing and where they're going, and they can update the chats. Anyways, I think it's the best thing we did. And oh, it also does time cards.
No, I could use that.
So it does all like you check into the job and check out of the job, and then it keeps their times for the week, and then Kelly uses it for doing payroll. That's the other thing it does, which I think might have been the original reason why we started using it. I always used the Apple Calendar, a shared Apple Calendar for all the drivers
Hmm.
before. That's how we used to book the trucks. But it was hard for Kelly to see, and it was jamming up her calendar. So this is it, like better. It's
Yeah.
I don't know, it's worked great for us. And I don't usually like technology, so
Hmm. Team
it-
Connect.
I think that's what it's called. It could be called Connect Team. It's called Connect Team.
Mhm.
It has a mobile version and it has I like the mobile version's good during the day if I need to update something or oh, the other thing is that Jack downloads all the drawings for the jobs into the chats. So
Oh.
if the guys need access to the drawings, it's in the chat all the time. We also have an invoicing chat between me, Jack, and Kelly, so that when something's like we completed the ramps at U of T, so I put the pictures of the ramps and I put the job name and the PO or whatever and said, okay, this job's completed, you can invoice it out. And then Jack will put in what, we need to invoice this by this date or invoice that, and this is where we are completion on this job. We track all that on there too. That's a new thing we started doing this year though.
Hmm.
So
You
we
can
can,
outrun the industry with that type of software.
Running with the industry.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. I have a $200 computer laptop that I keep in my truck all times, so I can get it out and start working. I hotspot it off my phone.
Your watch is worth more than your computer.
I like the fact that the majority of the computering that goes on my end for, you know, multi-million dollar landscaping company is on a $200, well, actually it was like $170 Lenovo. But I don't need it to do anything except load that app. right?
Yeah.
And I just leave it in the truck because I really could care less if it gets cold or hot or fucked up, or I put it under stuff because I don't want someone smashing the window out of my fucking truck to steal it. Because I feel like that would be drastically disappointing. So I do hide it, but past that, I should put an air tag on it. That way, if it gets lost, I'll know where it is. The air tag's probably worth more than the fucking laptop. If you had a choice between taking an air tag or taking my shitty Lenovo laptop, I think you'd probably take the air tag.
You can't do anything with someone else's AirTag.
You can re-register them, I think.
I think you have to disconnect them from the original
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, the person would have to disconnect them. Kelly was telling me you can change the batteries in.
they're only $30 a piece.
Are they really? Wow.
AirPods? Yeah.
Yeah, they're $30 each.
AirTags?
I think there's cheaper versions of them.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
All right.
Yeah. Great idea.
Great idea. That's the end of the podcast. Invest in Brookfield, motherfuckers.
Thank you for watching. Yeah, those people run the world. They're so impressive. What a bunch of freaks.